up? Big Herc916, positivity, motivation. You know how I do it over here, man. I keep you guys laced up, never settle for average. Go pick you up some of that merch. Well, you know, I wanted to share something with you I thought was kind of funny. Because I was just talking with my homie. Shout out to the homie C Down. And we were talking about how race is taught. You know, you're not born a racist. You're not born to hate somebody because of their skin color or because of where they're from. That's stuff that is, you know, created by whoever you're around, and you grow into those type of mindsets. You know, I grew up in a really diverse environment, and you know, family has military background. My mom had friends of every nationality, so I was always around a lot of different people. And I never heard anybody use the N-word or, you know, talk about, you know, you're black. You know, when I went to school in Sacramento and North Highlands, I had friends in class that were all skin colors. You know, girls, guys, you know, we all played together. Nobody distinguished anybody by race. So it wasn't until I was around 6 years old and I moved to a part of Texas, Galveston. And it was a little different, man. And I got jumped by some kids and I was called the N-word. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I'm trying to fight back and I'm defending myself, and then another little black kid helps me out and he's like, man, you got to watch out, man. And you know, sometimes, you know, you got some kids over here and they're racist. I'm like, what does that mean? And he broke it down to me. But after that day of me squabbing with those little kids, later on we all played football together and got past the differences as far as skin color. And then I had friends that were in my apartment complex at the time that were of a lighter complexion, white complexion, brown complexion, you know, Hispanic, Indian, and we used to play with our little plastic NASCARs and push them around the sidewalks and play, you know, and play like we were racing in these little races, man. And all of us just used to have fun. Nobody was tripping off of who was what skin color, and we'd go to each other's houses and eat and play and have a good time. And it wasn't until later on in life that these type of mindsets was brought up again, you know, rehashed. This ignorance of separating us by skin color. And you know, when you really have a conversation with somebody and you ask them why they don't like somebody else because of their skin color, they really don't have an answer. And you realize that that person is a damn idiot. Because at the end of the day, you can learn something from everybody, and skin color is just what God put around us to make us appreciate who we are and what the creation is about. And so that's why you have so many different hues, sizes, voices, physical statures, because of just how wondrous and beautiful the creation is. But to have hate for somebody because of their skin color and you know, not like somebody just on that alone, you're talking about a very foolish mindset. And you know who really pushes that mindset is people who want to control you. People who want you to be separated so you don't talk to the guy who doesn't look like you. You don't socialize with your neighbor. You don't go and have coffee or play golf with somebody who's of a different skin color. Because once you start talking to these people, you realize you have a lot more in common. You have a lot of the same interests. You have a lot of the same problems, if you want to call them that. Maybe you guys have some of the same dreams. Might both be in the real estate or both be in the cars or trying to build your businesses. You could possibly network together, but they don't want that. And they is the system in general. I'll tell you, man, prison, the most ignorant place on earth, the most racist place on earth, and they love it like that because it keeps everybody in their place. See, the more you talk, the more you share, the more you come to understand, the more you figure out that at the end of the day, everybody wants a better life or should want a better life. I don't think anybody wants to live in a shithole or be surrounded by crime and not feel safe. Then we all want the same thing. What's the difference? What do you want different than what the next man wants? You want your kid to have a good life, right? You want him to be safe. You want him to be educated or her to be educated, to have goals and ambitions. I don't think that differs from anybody, whether it be Mexican, black, white, Indian, Asian. I don't think anybody would want less for their children than for those things to be a positive. And whoever your child ends up marrying or not marrying or being with, if they have a family, you want them to be happy. So would it matter if that person was happy with somebody that didn't look like them? Or would it matter if they had kids that didn't have the same, as far as the parents weren't of the same, quote unquote, what they call race? As long as the kid was healthy? Nah, man, it wouldn't matter. Because you're building a better future for you and your family. And so, like I said, race is such a stupid concept, and it wasn't created until the 17th century. Prior to that, there was no thing as race. If people were enslaved or whatever the case may be, they were servants or serfs. It didn't matter if they were white, black, Mexican, Middle East. They were of a lower class structure. It was a class system, and that's what it was based on. But once they figured out they can coin something, race, and separate us, that's when they knew there was money. And there's money in that. There's money in using that to create other programs. There's money in that to exploit, to limit other people from certain benefits. There's money in using it to empower yourself. There's money because a lot of people have insecurity issues and inferiority complex, so they use it. But like I said, once you get past all the bullshit and you really have a conversation with somebody and realize that you have a lot of the same interests, it don't matter what your race is. It doesn't matter what your background, as long as you're trying to better yourself and you're not a knucklehead. You're not somebody who's doing stupid shit. If you're trying to do something positive and you can come together with this person and build something, that's what it's about. So, like I said, I didn't grow up like that, and I don't use that to hinder myself or limit myself or keep me from trying to do new things that maybe, quote unquote, people of my skin color don't do. Whether it had been when I was growing up skateboarding, BMX, boogie boarding, I did it all. Basketball, football. I don't separate things by what this race does. What I do is try to open up people's perception so that they can see that the world is bigger. And a lot of times, if we sit down and look at a situation and figure out that they're playing us, we could all win. Because I don't walk around with a chip on my shoulder being mad at somebody. I just go out here and get it. If you're ignorant, you're ignorant. I'm not trying to change your dumb ass. You could be a dummy. At the end of the day, I'm gonna get around people who are like-minded, and we're gonna prosper together. So, Big Herc916, man. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Stay positive, stay motivated, stay laced up, man, and let's have a beautiful life.
I'm Big Herc916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.